Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivardhari. Jaya Girivardhari. Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitya Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Satasri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrindagi प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ सडगोस्वामी प्रभु की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की व्रज भूमि वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की गंगमयी यमुनमयी भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रमयी सुदर्शन की श्री कृष्ण जन्माष्टमी महोत्सवम की शिल प्रभुपाद की नित्य गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nahishtiki. Reading a few verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, and chapter is titled The Birth of Lord Krishna. Chapter 3 of Canto 10. Shri Shukavacha Ata sarva gunopetah kalah paramashobhanah yarhi eva jana janmarksham santarkshagrhatarakam dishah prasedur gaganam nirmalodhu gangodayam mahi mangala bhuyishta pura grama vrajakara nadyah prasanna salila hradha Jalaruha Shriyah Dwijali Kulasannada Stavaka Vanarajayah Vavau Vayuhu Sukasparshah Punyagandavah Shuchihi Agnayascha Dvijatinam Shantastatra Samindhata Manamshi Ashan Prasannani Sadhunam Asuradruham Jayamane ajane tasmin nedurdundubhyah samam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Thereafter, at the auspicious time for the appearance of the Lord, the entire universe was surcharged with all the qualities of goodness, beauty and peace. The constellation Rohini appeared, as did stars like Ashwini. The sun, the moon and the other stars and planets were very peaceful. All directions appeared extremely pleasing, and the beautiful stars twinkled in the cloudless sky, decorated with towns, villages, mines and pasturing grounds. The earth seemed all auspicious. The rivers flowed with clear water, and the lakes and vast reservoirs full of lilies and lotuses were extraordinarily beautiful. In the trees and green plants full of flowers and leaves pleasing to the eyes, birds like cuckoos and swarms of bees began chanting with sweet voices for the sake of the demigods. A pure breeze began to blow, pleasing the sense of touch and bearing the aroma of flowers. And when the Brahmanas engaging in ritualistic ceremonies ignited their fires according to Vedic principles, The fires burnt steadily, undisturbed by the breeze. Thus, when the birthless Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was about to appear, the saints and Brahmanas, who had always been disturbed by demons like Kamsa and his men, felt peace within the core of their hearts, and kettle drums simultaneously vibrated from the upper planetary system. Purport: as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that his appearance, birth and activities are all transcendental, and that one who factually understands them is immediately eligible to be transferred to the spiritual world. The Lord's appearance or birth is not like that of an ordinary man who is forced to accept a material body according to his past deeds. The Lord's appearance is explained in the previous chapter. He appears out of his own sweet pleasure. When the time was mature for the appearance of the Lord, the constellations became very auspicious. The astrological influence of the constellation known as Rohini was also predominant because this constellation is considered very auspicious. Rohini is under the direct supervision of Brahma, who is born of Vishnu, and it appears the birth of the Lord Vishnu, who is in fact birthless. According to the astrological conclusion, besides the proper situation of the stars, there are auspicious and inauspicious moments due to the different situations of the different planetary systems. At the time of Krishna's birth, the planetary systems were automatically adjusted so that everything became auspicious. At that time, in all directions, east, west, south, north, everywhere, there was an atmosphere of peace and prosperity. Auspicious stars were visible in the sky and on the surface in towns and villages, or the pasturing grounds, and within the mind of everyone there were signs of good fortune. The rivers were flowing full of water, and the lakes were beautifully decorated with lotus flowers. The forests were full with beautiful birds and peacocks. All the birds within the forests began to sing with sweet voices, and the peacocks began to dance with their consorts. The wind blew very pleasantly, carrying the aroma of different flowers, and the sensation of bodily touch was very pleasing. At home, the Brahmanas, who were accustomed to offer sacrifices in the fire, found their homes very pleasant for offerings, because the disturbances created by the demoniac king's sacrificial fire had been almost stopped in the house of Brahmanas. But now they could find the opportunity to start the fire peacefully. Being forbidden to offer sacrifices, the Brahmanas were very distressed in mind, intelligence and activities. But just on the point of Krishna's appearance, automatically their minds became full of joy, because they could hear loud vibrations in the sky of transcendental sounds proclaiming the appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. On the occasion of Lord Krishna's birth, seasonal changes took place throughout the entire universe. Krishna was born during the month of September, yet it appeared like springtime. The atmosphere, however, was very cool, although not chilly, and the rivers and reservoirs appeared just as they would in Sharath, the fall. Lotuses and lilies blossomed during the day. But although Krishna appeared at 12 o'clock midnight, the lilies and lotuses were in bloom, and thus the wind blowing at the time was full of fragrance. Because of Kamsa's disturbances, the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies had almost stopped. The Brahmanas and saintly persons could not execute the Vedic rituals with peaceful minds. But now the Brahmanas were very pleased to perform their daily ritualistic ceremonies undisturbed. The business of the Asuras is to disturb the Suras, the devotees and the Brahmanas. But at the time of Krishna's appearance, these devotees and Brahmanas were undisturbed. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanathimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitamatang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Shri Krishna Janmashtami Mahotsavam Ki Jai. Wishing you all a very, very happy Janmashtami. Because it says here in the shloka that everything was very pleasing, very nice. And people felt very good because Krishna was appearing. Because Krishna was appearing, the whole atmosphere was very nice. Physically it was very nice. And in the minds of everybody also it was very pleasing. And this is the mercy of Krishna. Before this, it was not like that. Before this, all the devotees, especially Vasudeva and Devaki, had a very horrible time in our perspective. நம்ம பார்த்தா அவங்களுடைய கஷ்டம் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப பெரிய கஷ்டமா இருந்தது. பட் பகவான் பிறக்க போறாரு அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஜன்மாஷ்டமி திதிக்கு எல்லாமே ரொம்ப பிரமாதமா இருக்கு, ரொம்ப pleasing. Why this contrast? Why this contrast? You may wonder. It is not that after Krishna appeared things were pleasing also for everybody. After Krishna appeared also there were many challenges, but Krishna came and made it pleasing every time. Every time there was anxiety for Mother Yashoda also. There was anxiety for the Gopas also. Different types of asuras were coming and attacking. When Krishna killed them, they became very happy. So, the appearance of Krishna signifies something. The appearance of Krishna means bhakti, devotion to the Supreme Lord. It is not that Krishna is present without a relationship with his devotees. We are not just talking about Janmashtami, appearance of Krishna, without the relationship of his appearance with the devotees. Because the devotees are experiencing something by appearance of Krishna. Because they possess bhakti. Because they possess bhakti. For many people, Krishna also appeared. They were very neutral. The asuras were actually disturbed by Krishna's appearance. But you can see the situation of Devaki and Vasudeva. They were devotees, but they were suffering in a great way materially. Isn't it? இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு நிலைமையில வசுதேவன் தேவிக்கு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப பெரிய சித்திரவதை அனுபவிச்சுட்டு இருந்தாங்க. ஜெயிலில் வந்து கையில் செயின்ஸ் சங்கிலியெல்லாம் போட்டு கெட்டி imprisoned by material nature. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு நிலைமையில கிருஷ்ணா is appearing. அதனால தான் today I want to just speak a little bit about that aspect. The theological, philosophical aspect. Because நம்ம வந்து நேற்றுக்கு முந்தா நேற்றுக்கு எல்லாம் வந்து பல இடத்துல பகவானுடைய இந்த லீலையை பற்றி பேசிட்டோம். How Krishna is appearing, what is the pastime, கதை. exotic understanding of Krishna's Janmashtami, that is mentioned by many great acharyas, Jiva Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, and all of them. What is happening? Before we heard that the demigods offered prayers. Then we saw how Vasudeva was in a very awkward position, where he had to petition Kamsa, don't kill my wife, don't kill your sister. He was put in a position where he had to convince him. So Prabhupada says in the purport that even though Vasudeva knows that Krishna is going to come as his son, he was put into so much difficulty. He was put into so much difficulty. And then he goes further to say, Vasudeva went and worked very hard to please Kamsa. He did not think that anyway my son is going to be Krishna. He didn't keep quiet. He didn't keep quiet. Like many times, we also know practically that although I am a devotee, I have to work hard for devotional service. I have to face situations. I have to be put in awkward situations. And sometimes I wonder, why is this happening to me? I am a devotee. But you see here, Vasudeva and Devaki, they have been told by Krishna, I am coming as your son. So should they take it easy? Abdiya, that I don't have to worry about anything now. Because you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sarva Shaktiman, Ningenudiya, Magana Varingana, na unnume kavalapata thevilla. No. In fact, he's got more to worry about because God is going to be my son. Similarly, if we want to do seva to Krishna, it is not that we should take it for granted that it should be very peaceful, it should be all facilitated, everything should be paka. This is the first lesson we can learn. If we want to have the opportunity, the great opportunity, the most rare opportunity for rendering seva to Krishna, you must be prepared to work hard, to face challenges, and you will definitely overcome that. That guarantee is there. Matchitta sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyasi. Mat prasadat tarishyasi. You will cross over by my mercy. So Vasudeva and Devaki, they did not stop working hard. They did everything that is necessary for Krishna's appearance. From their side. Everything that is necessary from their side for Krishna's appearance. They didn't take it for granted. They are not ordinary people. Because God, Krishna, the absolute truth has said, I will come as your son. சாதாரணமான ordinary persons கிடையாது அவங்க. அவங்க வந்து chosen persons. பகவான் வந்து அவங்க கிட்ட கம்யூனிகேட் பண்ணிட்டாரு. அதுவும் இல்ல வசுதேவருடைய ஹிருதயத்துல வந்துட்டாருன்னு சொல்றது. Immaculate conception is spoken about, that Jesus Christ was born from Virgin Mary by immaculate conception. Conception did not have, you don't have to have a sexual intercourse in order to produce a child. In the material world, we have to do that in order to give birth. But when I first read about this in the Christian theology, I was wondering, what is that? Immaculate conception. And Mary remained a virgin. But here, you will read a very fantastic transcendental version of it. Prabhupada explains it also. There is no necessity of sitting on the semen and entering the womb to make the person pregnant. For Krishna. He is writing that in the purport. For Krishna, it is not necessary to do it. Krishna appeared, it's mentioned, in the heart of Vasudeva. He appeared in the heart of Vasudeva. From the heart of Vasudeva, he went to the heart of Yashodamayi. From there, he entered her womb. The route is completely different. Because it is Krishna. He can come however he wants. This is proof of the fact that it is not an ordinary material arrangement. Then he went into a womb from there. And then she was pregnant. And the demigods knew the supreme absolute truth Krishna. Yashodamaiyodia garbathil irukkaarnu solli. So they silently came into her house invisible. Invisible. And they all took darshan of Yashodamai and could see Krishna in her womb. And they were amazed. How is the Supreme Lord doing this? And they offered their prayers. Demigods offering prayers. They offered their prayer. They are all devotees. They are all devotees. You can even say they represent sadhakas, offering their prayers. Oh Lord, you are the supreme, you are the absolute truth, you can protect everybody. Ninga adil ellame feeling offer pannanga prayers, and they went away. But Vasudeva and Devaki, they both were right in the center of the activity. Ennana Bhagavan avanga rendu perukkum piraka poraru. So adinala he did this amazing leela of coming from the heart into the heart of Yashodamai and then into the womb and then appearing. Then appearing. We cannot say Krishna was delivered by Yashodamai at so and so time. His horoscope is like this. It will be not at all in keeping with what Krishna did. Janma karma chame divyam. Evam yo veti tattvataha. Krishna வந்து already சொல்லிட்டாரு. இது வந்து சாதாரணமான appearance கிடையாது. திவ்யமானது. So Krishna appeared in this amazing way. He became Prakat, appeared in front of. But the point here I was trying to tell you is, for Krishna to appear in your life, which means for Bhakti to manifest in your life, which is the only way you can see Krishna. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Bhakti illama Krishna paaka mudiyade. Bhakti illama Krishna udiya darshan hogade. Bhakti illama Krishna udiya unarvu unavadu. Idu nadakadu. Don't think I will do service to Krishna without bhakti. It is important for us to understand the role of devotion. Vasudeva and Devaki were very devoted. They were devotees. That is why Krishna appeared to them. So it is important for us to know two things. One is, because I am a devotee, just like Vasudeva did not think, Prabhupada says, Vasudeva did not think that he did not have to do anything, because anyway my son is going to be Krishna. He is a supreme absolute truth. He is Sarva Shaktiman. Everything he will take care of. He was in a situation, his wife is going to die. He did not do foolish surrender. He did intelligent surrender. Depending on Krishna, he did what he is supposed to do. At this point, many people become confused. They think that I need not act. I need not act. This is the same problem Arjuna was in. He thought, I don't have to act. And Krishna told him, you fight. For me you fight. But you must fight, although I am standing next to you. I am standing next to you and I am even driving your chariot. Nothing is automatic. Even when Krishna is there, it is not automatic. You have to work. You have to, with your mind, body and words, serve Krishna. And seek Krishna's mercy. By Krishna's mercy, your actions, which are actually instrumental for Krishna, they achieve result. Prabhupada explains that Krishna has a plan. Arjuna surrendered to Krishna's plan. He didn't have his own plan. And in this way, he became an instrument in Krishna's plan. This is what Vasudeva and Devaki were doing. இதுதான் கிருஷ்ணருடைய பிளான் புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டாங்க. I am supposed to convince Kamsa. Appo, if you read beautifully how very intelligently, diplomatically he convinced Kamsa. Prabhupada says he used duplicity also to convince Kamsa. That in the interest of Krishna you can use duplicity. Prabhupada is explaining. To that extent, Vasudeva convinced and utilized. He was a very intelligent person and he was a devotee. And he was handling an asura like Kamsa who was going to kill his wife. And he had the responsibility to save. I just got married. I must save my wife. So he used all sorts of sentiments. First he said, don't do this, it's very sinful and this and that. He found that Kamsa is still not convinced. Then he said that, your sister, you must protect her. You are like father to her. That also did not work so much. Because Kamsa said, who cares, I'm sister and all. I'm Asura. I don't care for all that. Anybody stands in my way, I'll finish them. That's the meaning of Asura. When he understood that this fellow will not even take that in, he said immediately, I'll give you all the sons when they are born. That's all now you are worried about. It's the sons you are worried about, not Devaki. Why you have to kill Devaki? Right? I'll bring all the sons to you. And then he convinced him about it. That I will do it. For sure I'll do it. And Kamsa became convinced by Vasudeva's words. And then to keep up his word, when his first son was born, he went and gave to Kamsa. And Kamsa became further convinced that this fellow is a very truthful fellow. Became very truthful fellow. So in this way you will see a development of faith, Kamsa in Vasudeva. Developing faith. But this type of faith you can never trust because it is Asura. And Vasudeva says that he also knew that any time this fellow will change his decision. I am going to prepare for that. While a devotee is doing devotional service, sometimes he needs to propitiate Asuric people to help. Sometimes he needs to, they play a role in your devotional service. Many times we meet important politicians and big people. We know very well that they are against what you are doing. Some of them are atheistic. We still speak very nicely to them. They also speak very nicely to you. I was recently in a very big program and one man is known to be the biggest donor. He gave 100 crores for a charitable purpose. And I was sitting next to him. And for a long time I did not notice he is the chief guest. Because there are other people also sitting. Then when it was announced, I told him that, oh, I did not know that you are the chief guest. I'm sorry. He said, no, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. And we got into a conversation. He was speaking very nicely. Jai Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadramai ki. And it seemed he's such a nice gentleman. He gave his wealth and he's saying, I make money for donating only. So I was thinking in my mind also that I should ask him for our project, Kove Chandra project. Then I went on stage and I spoke about what we are doing and certain things. And then he was called on stage, he went. And one of the things he said that I don't believe in God, I am an atheist. That is why I am in this club. I believe in working and giving to people. I don't believe in God. So, but he was speaking very nicely to me. And sometimes we may need to even go ahead and convince such persons that you may not believe in God, but you can donate for this. We do that. Vasudev's situation is something like that. That I don't believe in you, you're an asura, but I have to make a deal with you. I make this deal, I'll give all my sons to you. I lose. But don't do anything to Devaki. This deal is spoken about. Devaki represents Bhakti. And Vasudeva represents the conditioned jiva. He is making a deal with Kamsa, who is representing Maya, material illusion and material enjoyment. And he is making a deal saying that, don't disturb my bhakti. If you want, I'll give up my sons. Don't disturb my bhakti, I'll give up my... Very nice analogy. Because it is mentioned that I must preserve my devotion. Devaki has to be preserved because from her only will come Krishna. My bhakti has to be preserved because from there only Krishna will come and associate, and I can have a relationship with him. It's very important. And therefore he went to the extent of making a deal. My material possession, my duty in Varnashrama, I'll give it up. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. I'll give all my children to you. But don't disturb my devotional service. I make a pact with you. And he agreed. He agreed. But sometimes devotees are in such situations where the situation, the family members, the society, and you have awkward situation, but you want to preserve your devotion to Krishna. You want to continue to chant Hare Krishna. You want to read Bhagavatam. You want to go to the temple. You want to be with devotees. That will be at stake. You have to give off some things. You have to give off some things which you like very much, or which you are very attached to. Here Vasudeva is giving off. I give all my sons to you. Don't do anything to Devaki. I want to preserve my devotional service because that is of immense value to me. My bhakti is of immense value to me. I want to preserve it. What is it that you want that I can trade for? So in our material life you will see, especially when we are adjusting things, becoming devotees, sometimes you have to make compromises. Sometimes you have to make a deal with Maya that don't disturb me. Don't come with these temptations. Don't spoil my devotion. This is very important for us to know and understand. Similarly, it is mentioned that Devaki represents Bhakti. And Devaki is very afraid of Kamsa. Is very afraid of Kamsa, who represents material enjoyment. Asuric, downright gratification, that's all. Nothing else we care for. It's mentioned that Devaki was very afraid. When Krishna appeared, he was giving her darshan. That time she was still afraid that Kamsa will come and see all these things that you're showing. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma and your big form. And he will do something to you. He'll do something to you. She was afraid. We should all have a healthy fear of material enjoyment in devotional life. If you want to preserve your relationship with Krishna, if you want to preserve your devotional service, just like Devaki was afraid of Kamsa, we should not foolishly think, Krishna is my son, I don't have to be afraid. No. You should always have a healthy fear of illusion, of Maya, of material enjoyment. These are all such interesting factors in this whole appearance of Krishna, because it is related with us developing devotion and Krishna appearing. Appearance of Janmashtami means appearance of Krishna. in our consciousness, in our life. And when that happens, we get the greatest benefit. We get the greatest benefit. So the convincing of Vasudeva, convincing Kamsa, it sounds like, why is he doing it? What's the necessity to go to this extent? But it's a reality. Even in your devotional life, you will see this is a reality. Devotees have to make lot of different compromises, different things they have to deal with in order to preserve their devotional service. In order to preserve their devotional service. So it is not something to be thought of just casually. I heard Krishna's Leela, I heard about this alone, and I am fine with it. We can relate many of these things in the Janmashtami readings with our own spiritual life. The 6 sons that Kamsa killed, Kama, Krodha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. It represents lust, greed, anger, madness, illusion, all these together. They all have to be obliterated. They all have to be taken out completely for Krishna to appear, for devotion to appear. They have to be removed. So it's mentioned that Kamsa removed, because they were all very attached to him only. He is Asura, and he deals with lust, greed, anger and all that. And it's very interesting that it seems Hiranyakashipu's curse on Kamsa's sons landed up that Kamsa, and Kamsa also, that Kamsa himself will be in a situation where he will kill his own sons. And all these 6 sons of Devaki were actually sons of Kamsa from previous lives. And Hiranyakashipu had cursed that you will be in a position where you will kill your own son. And he came and killed them, thinking it is Devaki's son. Krishna is going to come out of it. That's also an interesting lesson. That Devaki and Vasudeva, they were not like completely lost. They were focused on Krishna appearing. So, Kama, Krodha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, all these things, we should simply give it up, because we are waiting for something higher. Devotion to Krishna, pure devotion to Krishna. So when you have a higher thing waiting, there is no great necessity for all these lower tastes to be with you. Raso varjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. And this way we can give up. Once we are focused on Krishna and devotion to Krishna, and we are preparing for it, and we are seriously connecting with our devotional life. The connection that Vasudeva and Devaki had to devotion to Krishna in their devotional service is very important to note. That we are not simply mechanically doing service, because it will automatically take care of itself. That's like we cannot mechanically chant Hare Krishna also. Right? You feel that it's not happening. You must emotionally connect with Krishna. That is what he is waiting for. Emotionally does not mean material emotion. You must actually awaken your love for Krishna. We cannot do devotional service without factoring in our bhakti, emotional status for Krishna. Sometimes we get so busy doing things, we are not able to worry much about this. But that's okay. You can reflect on it. When you reflect on it, you actually get connected. I was once telling our Guru Maharaj that that during the Rath Yatra that he came for the first Rath Yatra. And he said on the stage about me, he said he has not slept for 48 hours in Gujarati Samaj. He said he has not slept for 48 hours, and I was looking like that also. Completely. It was the first Rath Yatra. He has not slept for 48 hours. And I was getting angry. I mean, what is this? I could not do this. I cannot enjoy the whole devotional service that I am doing. Then afterwards he told me the ecstasy comes later. After, when you think about your Rath Yatra and how it was achieved and how Krishna reciprocated and how Jagannath came on the chariot and did all those things. The ecstasy will come later when you meditate on how the Rath Yatra went. When you are peaceful, you have chanted your japa and everything, that time you will start enjoying. In other words, you must connect emotionally with Krishna. You actually, by your mercy, this happened. By Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadramayi's mercy, it happens. That's why we do Adivas ceremony. We are asking the Lord, word to word, heart to heart, please allow us to give you a grand celebration on your birthday. These are the things we have planned for you. And we want you to sanction it. We want you to facilitate it. We want you to help us to make it happen successfully. That is the Adivas ceremony. Where actually, this is for you, for your pleasure. And we have planned it this way. But many times it will happen better than what you planned. Because Krishna has noticed and he wants to give you some better arrangement. So, devotees work hard, plan, do everything with good consideration of the material world and things that will happen and not happen. So they have a whole planning. You must do it. Without factoring Krishna, you must not try to execute it. We have planned, we'll try to do our best, but everything depends on Krishna's mercy. Chetasa sarvakarmani mayi sanyasya matparaha buddhi yogam upashitya machitta satatam bhava. In this way, Vasudeva and Devaki, you see, they planned. They executed many things. And they were in a very difficult situation, losing all their sons in the jail. It's not easy for Krishna to appear to you without you taking so much of endeavor, austerity, penance. That is part of a devotee's life. Prabhupada mentioned that comfortable material life and spiritual advancement don't go well together. He's written this in the Bhagavatam. In the process of rendering devotional service, we always try to find a nice corner, comfortable it should be. I don't want this disturbance, that disturbance, this, that, everything. Peacefully I should render service. I think it will take a lot more time if you do that way. But if you take up Krishna consciousness and devotional service, sometimes we need to take up austerities, penance of great types mentally. And we are depending on Krishna and we are serving for your pleasure. I am taking this penance, this risk, this activity in this way, this anxiety. Krishna knows. And he appears successfully. Right? So we know that we undertake many different types of things. Sometimes people think that, why did we do this at all? Why did we not materially estimate and understand it is not possible and therefore not do it? Actually, material estimation is not the way to do devotional service. If we estimate everything materially, mostly we will not do anything. We will not take any risk. But devotees, it's not that they are unrealistic. They actually plan for the Lord and execute depending on Krishna's mercy. And according to Krishna's plans, the average of it may turn out to be something. But that is okay, that is Krishna's plan. Krishna wants to appear in the prison house. He wants to appear, that is his plan. We could have celebrated it better. You can think like that. Vasudeva and Devaki didn't think like that. And not only that, he appeared in the prisoners, then he told Vasudeva, now take me across the flooding river of Yamuna to Vrindavan. He did that also, and that also he obliged, and he did. He carried out everything according to the Lord's plan. He did not say, நம்ம wait பண்ணலாம் கொஞ்சம் மழை அதுக்கப்புறம் boatல போயிடலாம். I don't want to cross it. This is comfortable devotional service. கொஞ்சம் wait பண்ணலாமே. He said, now you take me across. In this flood, in this thunder and lightning and everything. And அப்படி எடுத்துட்டு போகும்போது it seems Krishna troubled him further by falling into the Yamuna from the Godai. He created anxiety for Vasudeva. Created an anxiety. How anxious he would have been. Just newly born boy fell into the Yamuna. And he is supposed to responsibly take him to Vrindavan. And it was flooding. He fell into the Yamuna. So Krishna also, while you are suffering in devotional service, he'll also do something. And you may think, my gosh, even Krishna given me up. All sorts of things happen. Then you know you're really in devotional service. You're really in devotional service because you get attacked from this side, that side, and the persons whom you think are the most reliable will hit you back. Anything and everything can happen. But still, Krishna's plan will prevail. And this devotee will be successful. That is the meaning of Krishna saying, Kaunteya pratijana hi name bhakta pranashyati. Although he goes through all sorts of things and so many things happen to him, he may even fall down. That shloka says that. But he is going to be successful. He is going to be successful. In this way, Krishna's appearance gives us a lot of encouragement that we must boldly take up devotional service to Krishna. We must make big plans for spreading Krishna consciousness. And we must execute it for Krishna. We must execute it for Krishna. And you will see Krishna will reciprocate accordingly. He will even alter the plan if it is necessary. And you will understand it's being altered. Prabhupada, you will see in some places, let us not spend time on that. That is not going to work, and you will switch. Maybe Krishna's plan is different. You will see in the Leelamrita, trying to get a rented house, that lady did this, did that, she's a little off, this thing and all that. Prabhupada's writing, use diplomatic, sweet words to her, and she will give you this thing. Then they tried it, did not work. Then Prabhupada is saying, okay, let's not spend time on that. Krishna has another plan. Don't leave it. Don't try to do anything. Switch. Prabhupada knew that this is not going to work. It's not Krishna's plan. He switched. Like that, you will see so many things in Prabhupada's life history that he's quickly making a change. What to do, what not to do. Because he recognizes this is not Krishna's plan. Let's not work in this direction. Let's change. So the ability to understand Krishna's plan also comes from inspiration from Krishna. That sometimes we change. Sometimes devotees cannot change. Oh, not possible. We should not do that. This is already done for so many years. We should not change. Managing change. If you get stuck, like the outside world, they talk about change management, everything. But for devotees, it will be very easy to change. Why? I'm depending on Krishna. Not depending on my own material situation. So change becomes easy. Change becomes easy. And you will see Vasudeva willing to make changes. Do anything according to Krishna's plan. So in our spiritual life also sometimes there are changes. We plan many things in one direction. Prabhupada made a complete change for Tamal Krishna Maharaj. He started the Radha Damodar party. It was extremely successful. Everything was going on nice, but it was also creating a huge commotion amongst the Grahastha communities. All the temple presence were disturbed. They complained to Prabhupada, he's taking away all our brahmacharis, he's taking everything, he's distributing great thing might be, and it's a wonderful project. Shiva Prabhupada knew he is successful, but at the same time creating disturbance. He had taken permission of Prabhupada, blessing everything. So Prabhupada told him, now you go to China and preach. Completely changed the plans. But who look after them? Don't worry about that, he said. Don't look after the party, the bus, this thing, the devotees. He said, don't worry about that. I'll do it. You go to China and preach. What an assignment to go to communist China and preach. Completely changed. He accepted it. It was very difficult for him. But he accepted it. And he opened up Chinese preaching. Very successfully. So sometimes we don't know, we have to make changes. But we should be prepared to do it also. Vasudeva and Devaki submitted themselves to that. And in this way Krishna appeared. Appearance of Krishna has got a significance for sadhakas, especially who are practicing seriously under the instruction of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So, sometimes we are looking at Jagannath, Balaram, Subhadra also, and we can understand that that is Jagannath's birthday in one sense. Krishna who has appeared. And also, all three of them are involved in this Krishna's pastime. All Jagannath, Balaram and Subhadra Devi. Balaram already appeared. We celebrated Balaram Jayanti and prepared for Krishna's appearance. It's mentioned here that Subhadra also appeared. Krishna's Yogamaya appeared as a twin sister of Krishna. This is a secret. Actually, Krishna appeared in Vrindavan. Though it is shown that he appeared in the jail in Mathura. But for Vrindavan Vasis who understand this deeper, Krishna doesn't go out of Vrindavan. So here it is mentioned by Prabhupada also as a footnote in the purport, that actually Krishna appeared as a son of Yashoda. And Yashoda gave birth to twins. One male child, one female child. When Vasudeva brought Krishna, it's mentioned that it's Krishna who went to Mathura to give darshan to his mother Devaki in Shankachakra Gada Padma form, because that is the way she worshipped the Lord. In the ways he worshipped, he gave darshan. He appeared in the four-handed form. Because this doubt is there in many devotees' minds. Appeared as four-handed form. And also in Kerala they will tell that the story of how in 3 births Krishna appeared to Vasudeva and Devaki as Krishna. He appeared Kashyapa and Aditi as Vamana. He appeared to Prishni and Sutapa as Prishni Garbha. Because they prayed and asked 3 times, and he said 3 times I will come as your son. But the pinnacle, the topmost performance was when Vasudeva and Krishna, he appeared as Krishna to them. But because they were worshipping Guruvayurappan, that deity, this is the deity Vasudeva and Devaki worshipped to get Krishna as their son. That is the story, Sthala Purana. If you go to Guruvayur, they will tell you that Vasudeva and Devaki worshipped this deity for 3 generations that they were born. When they, Kashyapa and Aditi, he was born as Vamana also, they worshipped the same deity. So this very old deity worshipped by Vasudeva and Devaki also. In the history it says Rukmini also worshipped in Dwaraka, this deity. This deity worshipped, and because it's 400 form Narayana, he appeared, that is why he appeared in this form. In Guruvayurappan form only he appeared to Vasudeva and Devaki. They call Guruvayurappan appeared. Then he became two-handed Krishna. That's what they'll tell in Kerala. So it is known that the Lord appeared in his four-handed form. And it's also known in Vrindavan that Krishna will never leave Vrindavan. Means Krishna will not leave. When he goes out, he is called Vasudeva Krishna. When he goes out of Vrindavan, he is called Vasudeva Krishna. he expands himself and he goes out of Vrindavan. Vrindavanam parityajya eka padam na gachanti. He will not take one step out of Vrindavan. So he went and showed his four-handed form, Vasudev form, to Devaki. And then he was brought back. Coming he did himself. And he was brought back by Vasudev. And it is mentioned that the twin children that was there, Krishna became uppercut there. And Vasudeva was able to see only the female child. Which instruction he had, take the female child and bring and keep there. So when he brought back Vasudeva Krishna simply merged into the supreme absolute truth, Krishna, Shyamasundara, who was present there. And in this way, when Yashoda woke up, she saw Shyamasundara Krishna. This is mentioned in detail by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Jiva Goswami. Krishna appeared in Vrindavana only. And he made himself available to Devaki. Because her penance was, you must become my son. So that alone he gave. But the Bhagavatam also mentions, but the opportunity to have leelas and relationships and serve the Lord in that way in Vrindavana was Yashoda Mai's. Nemam virincho nabhavo nashirapi anga samshaya prasadam lebhire gopi yattat prap vimuktidat. There is nobody who got so much mercy like Yashoda Mai. Not even Shiva, not even Brahma. These are beautiful verses. You get into a different type of understanding of who is Krishna, whose Janmashtami we are celebrating today. The supreme absolute truth appeared in the house of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai. So I was telling there in the morning yesterday, I visited the Tirupur Janmashtami. In the afternoon, I was in Erode Janmashtami. Both of them hired huge Kalyana Mandapams and they were filled with people. And then I came here in the evening. I was telling them, because somebody asked on the way, Maharaj, ninga 2 naal Janmashtami podringle, what is the meaning of celebrating the local Janmashtami? Very pertinent question, a devotee asking. 6th and 7th you are celebrating Janmashtami. I told him 6th we are celebrating Mathura Janmashtami, 7th we are celebrating Vrindavan Janmashtami. We are celebrating Krishna's birth in Vrindavan to Yashoda on 7th. On 6th we are celebrating Mathura in the prison house he appeared. And he just came spontaneously and I thought, wow, it's pretty good. Maybe true. Maybe, because most of the people think that he appeared in the prison, they come and they worship. Why not? You can celebrate. And for those who think that, oh, Jagannath, Balaram, Subhadra, yeah, Subhadra also appeared as Yogamaya, twin sister of Krishna. It's written here in the Bhagavatam, Subhadra appeared. So here we are celebrating birthdays of Jagannath, Balaram and Subhadra in this Janmashtami. And not only that, we are celebrating Mathura Janmashtami and Vrindavan Janmashtami also. It's a very, what shall say, multi-dimensional Janmashtami. Because we are celebrating Lord Jagannath's appearance day, Balaram's appearance day, Subhadra's appearance day also. Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai ki Janmashtami Mahotsavam ki Nittai Guru Premanande. Om Tat Sat, Hare Krishna. We can keep on talking the whole day and discuss Bhagavatam more and more. Different devotees can give their realizations on appearance of Krishna on Janmashtami day and different aspects of it. Om Tat Sat.